we live. See, everybody be talking about it, but nobody want to talk about it. That's why I even exist. Because nobody wants to talk about this shit. I wouldn't be able to exist if people were talking about the shit we need to talk about. I wouldn't be necessary. There would be no need for Apex if people were talking about what needs to be talked about and things were being done that should have been done. But since they are not, I'm here to correct the system of the fuck nigga. I'm tired of it, man. You gotta keep perspective. You gotta keep perspective. I don't know how many times I gotta tell folks, you gotta keep perspective. Too often in life, hold on, let me go ahead and share this with the Instagram. Let me go ahead and share this with the Twitter people. Because Twitter people, I'm just in the car shooting the shit by myself. Like real niggas do. See, there's an audience. Everybody else needs a fucking band. They need fucking instrumentals. They need an intro. They need all these Gucci gadgets. I'm coming in one man, one mic, one message, not giving a goddamn. Because that's what you call gifted. See, not everybody was born with the gift. And you know why most people were born with the gift? Because they don't be doing shit. That's why. That's why you don't got no goddamn gifts. Because you don't do anything. You sit around and you absorb other people's information that's pointless. You absorb other dumb-dumb's information instead of creating your own information. Thus, you have no fucking intrigue or anything that's unique about you. You fucking suck. And that's what we gotta start telling people. You fucking suck. You know why they fucking suck? No perspective. That's what it comes down to. Perspective. Perspective is king. If you wish to have happiness in this life, and happiness is not even real, but if you want to have any type of semblance of happiness, perspective. You must have the ability to see things outside yourself and to be able to look at the past and say, well, goddamn, you know what? Even though everything's not exactly as I wanted, that's all you can ask. And why is that today is better than yesterday. Did I do put myself in a position when my tomorrow is better than my yesterday? And most of you niggas, no. Most niggas have not done that. That's why you suffering. The average human being, what the average human being will do is repeat the same mistake as yesterday and then blame the problems of yesterday on tomorrow. Not realizing that they caused the problems of today because of the dumb shit they did yesterday, and because they keep repeating the same cycle, they don't ever learn that maybe I should plan for tomorrow today so I have a better tomorrow. But no, most people don't do that. And that's, if we get really advanced with it, really advanced, if you become a next level sapien, you actually start planning for decades in the future. See, I don't plan for today. I don't care about today. Today's irrelevant. I'm here today from shit I did fucking 10 years ago. That's why I'm at in the current position I'm at today. I'm planning for 20 years in the future. I know what the shit to the fucking microphone, having a good old time. Because I have perspective. Shit. Well, I made a couple mistakes in the past. That's why I'm not rich as fuck as I should be, but I do have a very good body. I do have a strong mind. And I have myself many tools that I've learned to use that will help me in the future. So I put myself in a position where I could be successful tomorrow because I made some pretty good choices. And I'm pretty happy with the choices I made. Now, perspective is key because perspective gives you the ability to have like foresight and be able to see how things project over time. So like, for example, perspective. I can't tell how many people are in an army if I'm sitting at low ground. If the army I'm fighting is 5 miles away, I'm sitting on even ground, I can't see how deep their ranks are. I don't know how deep. I can make assumptions by how thin the lines are and how long they go across. But if I get on top of a hill, and this is why higher ground was so important back in the day, I have a better perspective. I have a better vantage point. Because since I'm higher, I can see how far their ranks are. So I know if I can attack, I know if it's a bluff, I know if I need to get the fuck up out of there, I can see everything that needs to be said because I have perspective. And see, this is what most people need to start visualizing is when you get perspective, you have to be able to kind of take a bird's eye view in your life. Take a grand view of your life. Stop looking at such things in such an hour. See, too often, it's very difficult for people to look at their life past the fucking hour. They are stuck within like hour frame times, minute frame times. You have to start looking past the days, start looking past fucking weeks, stop looking past months, and start looking in decades. Listen, the longer your time horizon to do something, the more likely you are to be successful. I am far more likely to get married, have a family, build an estate, if I take 10 years to look for a wife as opposed to if I try to find a wife tomorrow. I am more likely to have a successful marriage, build an estate, and have kids and the whole family, the whole 9 yards, if I plan 10 years, like if I say, okay, I got a deadline of 10 years to find a wife, as opposed to if I say I want to go to find a wife tomorrow. If I'm looking for a wife tomorrow, I'm going to make a rush choice, a snap decision, and that snap decision is going to cost me my ass in the long term. That's what happens to most of you niggas. Same thing with your career choices, what you choose to do for a living, with your body and training. If I want to get it ripped and in shape and have a great physique, and say I'm 300 pounds, if I try to lose the 300 pounds in a week, I'm going to crash out. But if I make a steady day plan for like the next 2 years, I'm going to lose these 300 pounds over 2 years, you're far more likely to be successful as opposed to trying to do it in a week. Apply this to everything in your life. Everything. From reading books, to dating, to how you spend your money. Plan the longer course. Plan for fuck-ups. Have contingencies. This is why perspective is so fucking powerful. Perspective is going to change your life. And here's the other thing too. The more people you have around you that give you feedback on your behavior, the more socialized that you will become. The more successful you become, the more real that you'll be able to understand yourself. Because if you are looking at perspective, you're looking at yourself as a human being, and you're looking at yourself subjectively, I mean, not subjectively, but objectively, you're trying to see yourself from an objective view, which is very difficult. Most people cannot do this. Because most people are very emotional, and anything that they're attached to, they fucking have emotions to it, and they make very bad decisions. This is why people make very tough, bad decisions when it comes to relationships. Because they refuse to believe that it's them, that's the common denominator, that's the problem. It's everybody else. There can be nothing wrong with me, because I'm with me. So it has to be all the other fucking women. Instead of realizing, hey man, maybe something with my behavior that is getting this particular response from every other fucking chick I talk to. And this is something I realized for myself. Now, I have enough self-awareness to realize it. Maybe the modern woman is just not built out for me, I guess you would say. Modern chick is not built for me because I keep getting the same response. And I'm behaving like myself, but I keep getting the same response from every single chick that I do, which is the ghost and get the fuck up out of there and then try to come back and circle back for attention because they realize, oh my God, he's actually real. But I come to realize, yeah, it is me. I don't blame the women. I'm like, dude, no, it's me. It's me. I behave in a certain way that is so masculine and so asshole-ish, I guess you would say, what the fuck, so much boundaries. I'm gonna continue to get the same response from women unless somebody's going with their mind right and they know how to deal with a guy like me. But chances are that's not gonna happen. But I say this to say, your perspective, when you start to shift your perspective, when you start to look at things differently, when you start to see yourself differently, when you start to look at your life differently, you'll start to do different. Most people don't have perspective because they don't get to tell the truth. Repeat that again. Most people don't have a very high, good perspective, or don't really have the ability to have like real perspective on reality because they don't get told the truth. Most people live in lies. We talked about this yesterday in the Apex, the flow. Most people live in a lie. Most people living in delusion, and most people refuse to wake up and take things for what they are. Now, I'm no different than any other human. I had the same problems too when it comes to dealing with motherfuckers, where it's hard for me to accept some things about people. I don't want to accept them. Like I can see it. I know it's true, and I have very much a difficulty trying to accept it because I get emotional ties to people. I'm a personal dude. I like being emotional. I think emotions are great. Now, don't be ruled by your emotions. Don't be ruled by your emotions, but you can feel some emotions. Emotions are good to feel. Accepting what you are, who you are, you're going to be. And knowing that you can change it. That's the beautiful perspective. Knowing that there's nothing such thing as concrete. There's no such thing as permanently down, unless you're dead. As long as you draw a breath, you have a chance to better. Once again, as long as you draw a breath, you have a chance to be better. Now, if you're willing to get out there in the world and make yourself better and fight and be worth the goddamn in this world, you're going to enjoy your life. You're going to enjoy it. But if you choose to be a lazy fart, not grow up, not build yourself, not determine your worth, and go fight for what you want in this world, you're going to be a miserable fucker. Miserable. And you're only going to become more miserable as time goes, unless you live in delusion. Which is what most people do. Most people live in a delusion because the brutal reality of life is that most people are fucking absolute losers. And it's painful for them to accept this loserdom, so they have to cope through all different types of mechanisms. Whether it be tattoos, whether it be fucking girlfriends, whether it be weird car collections, all different types of things people got to cope with for not bringing real value to the world. And your value is not determined by dollar signs. It's an easy way to measure it, but it's not determined by value. And so when I speak, start looking at is by changing the environment that you exist in. You'll do something that requires strength. You'll never know how slow you are until you start moving around people who are fast, or you need to do something that requires speed. You'll never know how insecure you are until you get around secure people, or you get put into a place where your insecurities have to show. And those are only two options. Either you have to be around people who are the opposite of what you are, or you have to be in a situation that requires you to do something that you know that you're not.